to all of you. I hope you're having a good week. There's been so much going on. I haven't done an update since Charlie Kirk was assassinated in Utah. And then just very recently, there was another shooting down in Dallas, Texas. Deranged young man was taking some rifle shots at an ICE facility in Dallas. There is no doubt that this political violence is resonating with people, striking people, making people think about politics, about policy, about cultural issues that interplay with politics in a new way, in a deep way. People are contacting me every day, really dozens of them. And then I run into people at the grocery store or at a restaurant, and they want to talk to me. They ask, what can I do? I feel like I need to do something. What can I do about this? And there is something you can do. And I'm glad that people want to take action, want to get involved. Maybe it takes these kinds of horrible bits of violence and murder, assassination, to wake people up out of their slumber and make them realize that they're citizens. They need to participate. And I think that all of us, as Republicans in Washington State, as conservatives, as constitutionally minded people, we should welcome this. I believe that waking people up, reviving their interests in the public good, will get some of the people who aren't voting, who aren't participating, who aren't volunteering, to show up, to vote, to come to our meetings, come to your local meetings monthly. And so I think there is a chance for us to use the tragedy of Charlie Kirk's assassination and of this young, confused man down in Dallas, Texas, who shot at the ICE agents. Luckily, none of the ICE agents were hurt there, but a couple of the illegal aliens they were processing were shot by this deranged young man. I think we can pivot from these tragedies to something that good comes of it. So we need to get ourselves, our volunteers, and perhaps new people coming to us, coming through the door who haven't been there before, activated, doing something, taking action. And that's what people are saying to me. What can I do? What action can I take? Well, let's focus that need, that urge to get involved, to do something, into our two projects of greatest importance right now for the state party. Those, of course, are our letter writing campaign in support of Pete Serrano's confirmation as U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Washington State. We've been sending you information about it. We're sending more once a week or so. We have a way for you to contact the U.S. senators in D.C. by email, although we know some of those emails bounce back. They're set up to reject emails, especially if they look like mass emails a lot. We also have a version that we've distributed that gives you the actual old-fashioned physical mail addresses for the U.S. senators back in D.C. and are encouraging you to send our standard template letter to the 100 senators by old-fashioned mail if you can. And we'll be coming up with more ways that you can contact the U.S. senators, but the message remains the same. Pete Serrano reflects Eastern Washington values. He would be an outstanding U.S. attorney, permanent U.S. attorney. He's already there on a temporary basis. And we're asking the senators to vote to confirm Pete. Now, there has been some good news on that front. Back in D.C., the leader of the Senate Republicans, John Thune, has decided to do what they call the nuclear option. That is, he's done away with some of the courtesy standards that the U.S. senators offer each other. And this has to do with requiring a supermajority of support before the Senate would vote to confirm one of the president's appointees. Now, Thune is operating with the new program is if there's a simple majority, he'll move the confirmation forward. And we are confident, we know that Serrano has a simple majority of support. So under Thune's new rule, Serrano should be able to be confirmed. There was some question under the old courtesy rules whether he would be. And this gets into some of the dirty tricks that Patty Murray was playing to try to blackball Serrano and upend his confirmation. That goes away. The U.S. Senate is confirming appointments on a kind of chunks, groups, batches, and doing them quickly. They did a batch of about 48 confirmations about a week ago, and there are about 200 left, presidential appointees of various sorts that need to be confirmed by the Senate, and Pete Serrano's in that group. And the indication from the Senate back in D.C. is they will do them in these batches. So we want to make sure that Serrano is in one of the batches that gets confirmed together and can be permanently the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District. But we need to keep that letter, those letters going, whether it's by email or old-fashioned snail mail or a post on social media of one of the U.S. senators. We need to keep the pressure on them. Confirm Pete Serrano. The other project we have going that new people coming in can be involved in, or our existing volunteers who are motivated can do more to support, of course, is our voter ID initiative. The voter ID initiative is still out gathering signatures, as you know. We need to collect about 310,000 signatures, and we want a little more than that because it's always good to have a cushion by the end of the calendar year. But we need to amp up our efforts. We need to get more people out there with the petitions, knocking on doors, going to public events, and getting people to sign the initiative to support voter ID when people register to vote in Washington. Very important, when they register to vote, not each time they vote. And of course, that initiative is IL26-126. You can get information about it at wagop.org. But we're going to be sending out even more petitions to sign because we need to get more signatures. And we need to start collecting them back in again. We'll be calling the county chairs around the state and asking for kind of reports and for them to start sending the signed petitions back in to the state party headquarters here in Bellevue. But we need to keep that process going. We need to get the blank forms getting out there into people's hands. Volunteers go around their neighborhood or go to the mall or go to public spaces and get them signed and then bring them back, and the county parties collect them and then send them back to the state party here in Bellevue. We need to keep that system turning. And I think that people who are looking for something to do, who want to reform government, fix what's broken in Washington, I think IL26-126, the voter ID initiative, is a great tool. It's a great thing for someone to do. So let's focus in these next couple of weeks about converting the anguish and the sadness that we feel over losing Charlie Kirk and convert it into action. Support Pete Serrano for U.S. Attorney. Help us gather signatures to qualify the voter ID initiative. Those are two practical things that people can do if they ask you, what can I do? That's it for this week. Until next week, be well and stay strong.